soon as they leave, they're like, that guy, I don't like that guy.
I saw him
It's
recently.
Like, you just were like saying
he talked to that douchebag Ben Shapiro, and it was
that's a good example.
He didn't, but he didn't agree with everything he said. He brought up some good points. It was nice. It was good. It was good to listen to. Are we live? Ben Shapiro's a piece of shit.
Air conditioning?
Oh yeah. Well, say it in English.
He definitely fucked up with that WAP shit.
I was trying to.
My wife's pussy is never wet. That's a medical condition. If that's the case, it's like, ooh.
Oh, he really said that?
He said something along those lines.
Man,
like,
I thought that was a meme.
That's not true.
Oh, dude, wait! You guys gotta see that. If you never, at least hear it.
Oh Christ!
No, dude, fuck that guy. I want to hear it. Let's have the listeners hear it.
WAP.
Every
you guys
good
don't
joke
know-
about his wife's pussy's been.
That's not true. They haven't heard our take.
Ben Shapiro's wife.
Oh, DJ, you want to bring us in here?
Right.
Happy birthday, Josh!
Oh yes.
Happy birthday, Josh.
Good evening and welcome everybody to Butt Stuff. It's Saturday night and we're doing a special night episode in
honor, Donald.
In honor of our good friend Josh here. Josh, welcome and happy birthday. How old are you today?
I'm 28. I outlived Jimmy.
Yeah.
Not for if we'll see. We'll see about that.
Are we live?
Hendricks?
Oh,
Jimi Hendrix.
I thought you were talking about
Jimi
I
Hendrix.
thought he
Jim
meant me too at first, and I was
Morrison,
like, Jimi Hendrix.
What's her name?
No.
You did. No longer the
think
Janis
I'm
Joplin.
I think I'm
Joplin?
just Jim.
Janis Joplin.
Jim Morrison.
27 Club.
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah. Oh, Kurt. Yeah.
I think
Amy
Winehouse is on that list. Yes.
Yeah.
Who's Amy Weinstein?
Amy
Is that a person?
Amy Weinstein.
Amy
Winehouse.
She's a Jewish banker, but Amy House.
I think I get those two
She's a
mixed up.
singer.
I always mix up Harvey Weinstein and Amy Winehouse.
Those are two very different people.
Wait, Harvey Winehouse
really.
and Amy Weinstein? They're
One
different?
raped women and the other was a singer.
Yeah.
Wow, get out of town.
Get out of town.
One raped women and the other made movies.
Who's this? The former.
Amy Winehouse raped
Oh.
women?
Probably.
Andy Kaufman.
Damn, that's dirty.
I don't know, dude. You weren't there.
Wait, who did?
Believe all women.
Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey
Oh.
Winehouse.
Yeah.
I'm getting kind of.
This is going off.
So guys,
in
this is butt stuff.
a direction that welcome to
Where
Butt Stuff.
are we?
Are you loading the Ben Shapiro clip?
I couldn't find it. It was just fucking Joe Rogan talking about it. And who wants to get that meta? Like,
Yeah, who wants to
Wait, but what's
we're
the-
listening
what's
to a
the Ben-
podcast on a podcast?
What's the Ben
No.
Shapiro wet ass P word with his face cropped over that woman's body?
This? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's listen.
All right, sorry, listeners. This
And the
this
world
might be
debut
pretty
on
bad.
Butt Stuff.
There's some whores in this house. Hold on, I said certified freaks. 7 days a week. Wet ass P word. Make that yeah, you effing with some wet ass P word. Bring a bucket and a mop.
It's kind of fire.
Give me everything you got.
He says it in kind of like a sing-songy way.
Beat it up and
I think that's a little produced.
Yeah, they're editing that.
right in your face.
Well, like,
he's just
The way
he's
he
like reading it and like kind of being
He
like
kind
a
of-
boner crazy.
goes up at one part and then comes down again.
Because he
And
really
then he
likes
goes
the
up
song.
at another part and then he comes down again.
That's the cadence of shit talk.
The first time I
Release DJ.
the first time I heard this song, I actually was like, what are they saying? There's whores in this house. I was like, what the fuck? I was a little like, damn, okay.
Yeah.
It's like all the stuff.
There's
is
whores
like,
in this house. I
He
guess.
embarrasses himself for 10 minutes.
They should do a thing where instead of like a lie detector, they put like something on his dick and he has to listen to it. And be like,
He's done this with other
"Your dick is
songs too.
bigger,
It's really
You're an
funny.
asshole.
what other songs has he done it with?
I don't know, but I know he's done it with fucking couple other
What is
ones.
he,
Like
fucking-
anytime there's a controversial, there's like this segment he's got called like Today in Culture, and he'll take like a relevant song or something, and he'll like break it down, and like, he'll do what he just did. He'll like
take a rap
speak
song.
it. He'll William Shatner it. You know what I mean? He'll be like, "There's whores in this house." It's mad funny though.
You should do it with some Two Life Crew. You guys Two Life Crew fans?
Three Dog Night?
As we enter
CCR.
the
No, that's
CCR,
a very
yeah.
different
But why
band.
settle-
Three Dog Night, hell yeah.
You got ads on this podcast?
I got ads, dude. I'm not paying for YouTube, Brett.
Yeah, screw that.
Oh,
But yeah,
The sponsors can.
If there's one thing that actually would get us canceled,
What's getting us canceled?
you know,
Our
we're like
anything,
live
I'm
on
sharing
YouTube
their
talking
ads.
shit about.
our sponsorship.
They're like, you're done.
yeah.
That's how it works nowadays. They don't like what you do, you're done.
Just kidding, YouTube.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yeah, this is just a joke.
Give us some sponsorship. Come on, you gotta understand satire, YouTube. You have all kinds of comedy on here.
Who owns
I'm talking
YouTube?
to you directly, YouTube.
Is that Google? Google owns YouTube.
I'm staring you
yeah.
directly in your face. Yeah, I
Google.
think Google owns YouTube. So
And who owns Google?
probably just a robot somewhere.
The government.
The builder.
No, I don't know.
It's all just like no
Bob
one
the
knows.
Builder.
It's no, what was his name? I used to know the name of the guy, but I can't.
Tim
remember.
Cook.
No, that's
Apple.
Bob.
Come on.
Bob's Burgers.
The Builder.
Bob Shmurda.
Bob.
Who founded
Bob Schmurd.
Google?
But okay, did you see
Larry Page. That's it. Larry Page.
He's not the CEO.
And Sergey Brin.
It'll be what's his name soon. The Amazon guy.
Yeah, Bezos.
Bezos.
Worth over $200 billion.
Fucking hate that guy.
You know, I heard a stat the other day
I
that
fucking hate his head.
he could spend, I think this isn't exact numbers, don't quote me here, but he could spend like $22 million for like each day of the rest of his life and still like not run out of money.
He's a piece of
Good
shit.
for him.
It's absurd. They're saying that he's the richest man that's ever lived, like ever.
I read online he's not happy.
I mean,
No, money
no,
does
money-
not equate to happiness.
Money
I
is
mean,
not
that's
happiness.
got to be. You know,
And-
let's get that out on the table here. You know,
Wait.
you could be the most successful person in the world and still be extremely depressed and not feel fulfilled. So
I feel like-
don't search for money. That's not the way.
But like Daniel Tosh would say that like the person that said that never bought a jet ski. Like that could bring you a lot of happiness.
I
Like,
feel
look, it probably does give some people happiness, you
there's
know,
a drug
but
that
not
you can
everybody.
buy that will make you happy. Probably 100% of the time, it's just out of my reach.
Yeah, but then who wants to be like on drugs all the time to be happy?
Rich people.
Yo, you
Yeah.
remember the
If
stimulus checks? I was
Yeah.
fucking happy.
Yeah.
Fucking happy.
Were you high during stimulus?
Hi.
I was high during
I mean, I
all
smoke
quarantine.
weed. But is that
Yeah,
even-
that's what I mean.
yeah, I guess. I don't know. See, I don't even think the weed is like, oh, I'm getting high. Like, I don't know. I'm just
You're
like,
a heathen and you should feel bad.
I'm like, I'm just smoke a little weed,
Yeah.
eat, get a little appetite going, chill on my day.
As I get older, though, I smoke some weed, and I'm like, ugh, I don't know if I can leave the house now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Speaking of appetite,
Paranoid.
dude, did you hear about this condom thing in Vietnam?
So yeah,
Yeah.
you sent that on the thing. What's going on with that?
I'll play it quick just in case.
Oh, we got a video.
That was a good transition, by the way. I like your
No,
broadcasting
it's
skills.
It's just it looks like it's just the audio.
Perfect
video.
segue.
Shazam!
Sorry, listeners, it's just the audio.
It's just the.
You guys talk about Amazon? Here's some used
I
condoms.
I thought it would be like this week in Taiwan. You know?
Listen to this concerning news music.
This is like, you know, this might. I feel like this is kind of like regular, for like I don't think that this is that crazy
Used condoms.
for them over there,
You can
I
use a
think they're
condom
selling
twice.
them to us.
huh?
I think they're selling them to us.
So yeah, so they're using them first, and then let's just hear the.
They really make everybody read the news now. Just crop a bunch of videos together. Like,
yeah.
Oh, it's
So
can't
yeah,
find an audio clip.
what
But
I
basically-
understand is that they were boiling the condoms just to sterilize them.
345,000 used condoms were found. In
well,
like-
God bless them for the resourcefulness, at least.
Did
you
they
know?
test every condom?
No, you boil it and it's clean
No,
Hang-
but like, how did they know there was 35,000?
by weight.
Hang on,
They
guys.
but
weigh
did they-
one,
dude,
weigh
what if,
one
like-
condom and then they weigh all the trash
Bro,
bags.
what if like some guy, like an American dude, he bangs a girl with one of these condoms, and like one of the sperms like survived, and then like the girl gets pregnant with like this fucking dude from Taiwan's sperm,
Dude.
and then it has like this like baby that doesn't even look like him.
You
at all.
just reminded me of the story where like people that get bone transplants can start to like create the DNA of the person that
that's
they
so
got the bone
badass.
transplant from.
and then
so
become that person.
Well, like you start to regenerate their cells, and that like this one guy was producing this other person's sperm, and so he was like, he's like, my kid, if I have a kid, or I don't know if he had a kid or if he's gonna have a kid, But he was like, it's not even my kid technically. Like, it's this other person's sperm that I got this bone marrow transplant from.
Yeah, I gotta pay child support because I'm a bone donor.
Oh yeah, dude. A lot of bone donors paying child support.
little boner marrow.
Fuck, man.
Boner man.
I never even had sex.
I just doned a bone.
I thought I was helping a guy.
Dude, but what do you think they do with the water after? Like,
The
Do you-
boiled water.
do you think they sell it? Like
They drink it. It's
It's
got
like
protein.
a dish. They're like, oh, cream of young guy.
Oh, that's where that egg drop soup came from.
That was racist.
Yeah, I don't know if that.
My
What's that
friend's
mean?
dad used to always say this thing. He'd be like,
Your friend's dad got canceled.
he did. He would always call. He'd be like, "Do you want to get some Chinese food? We're gonna get the cream of some young guy. We're gonna get
Who from poo?
chicken
Yeah,
lick son."
that was from Wayne's World.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, when he's like, "We're getting Chinese food. I'll have the cream of some young guy."
Damn it! He fucking recycled it on me.
He
still
brushes
did
his
that.
hair
He did
behind
that
his
to me.
ear.
Did it here.
I sent him that fucking news article, and he fucking sent all of them back to me like in succession. Like it was fucking 10 just ready to go, and that was on there, and I was oh.
Have they like come to find that they were reusing
They did
them?
a DEA raid, like battering rams and everything.
DEA.
Are you fucking selling used condoms in here?
Yes.
Because
The
usually-
drug enforcement? Why would they?
No, I'm just.
It has to go wrong for you to notice that. You know what I mean?
Someone got
Somebody had
pregnant.
to notice, like, wait, this is
They're still
sticky.
coming
Someone
here.
got-
This
I put
is
the
sticky.
condom on and it was already sticky.
Yeah, they
I couldn't
already.
get it off.
They all look like
Are these rubber or are they sheepskin? Because I feel like this is a different conversation.
they all
No.
look like they were hand rolled. You're just like, wait a second,
Zigzags.
this doesn't look professional.
These
Someone
are-
just
this is
take
not
this and put it
factory.
back in here.
It's like says handmade on the box.
Did you guys have that condom that you just kept in your wallet from like 13 on?
Oh, man.
Everybody else
I
doing
got a story,
Kinda.
a condom story. I'm not proud of this, but so like I might have even told this before,
What
but
flavor
just
was it?
whatever. No, nothing like that.
it was root beer flavor.
So in high school, I was like dating this girl, and we'd like slam all the time. And I'd
Nice.
fucking afterwards, it was downstairs in my room, and there'd be like this little hole in the wall.
Oh,
And after I was done, I just kind of throw it in there. And so like a couple, years go by. I'm not even dating this chick anymore. My parents like renovate the room, so they like take the wall down to make more space. There's just like a mountain of fucking used, like dried up condoms there. My dad was like, "Don't ever do something like that again." He was like, "That was just weird, man."
that was weird.
Yeah. So they didn't even get them all.
You weren't like. There's no way that wasn't me. Like who
was
was the
this
last
house?
guy?
Oh, man, I got caught with my hand in the cookie jar. I mean, whose are they then? You know what I mean? It's like it's better to just come clean because then he's like, then who's doing that?
Oh, he caught you throwing a condom in there.
No. I'm saying where
when he
I
was doing the renovation.
when they took the wall down.
Yeah, just be like, wow, what the fuck are these artifacts?
Did he at least give you like one?
What'd
fist
you
bump?
do, Dad?
No, he was just like, don't ever do that again. That was weird.
Yeah, did you like forget about it, or did they say they were doing renovations and you were like, oh,
I was like,
no,
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, like,
No,
I know what's
just
gonna happen. But
disappeared.
whatever happens, happens.
That's like when a murderer was like, yeah, we got this subpoena to like come search for this dead body from like 20 years ago. And he's like, oh yeah, go ahead. And he's just like sitting there as they have to like bring in the fucking skid steer and excavate his entire property, and he knows that just
I
like
don't know how they got there.
Yeah, there was those. Who was those people
Oh, shit.
recently who got it? That oh my god, I can't remember what their names were, but the police were investigating
the
them.
couple where like the guy's like, all right, I'll kill our kids, no problem.
Oh,
Yeah.
Was that
They didn't. They investigated the house and didn't find the bodies because the ground was frozen, so they couldn't like get into them. So then they came back months later and like investigated it. I can't remember what their names were, but they like started a
They're-
cult basically
yeah, they're
where
in
they
the
thought
news
they
a lot.
could bring their kid back to life through the power of God or something like that.
There is a popular
I should've
podcast
Googled
I
that.
listen to that speaks about that frequently.
Absolutely.
Google it, guys. I'm not young Jamie. I
Yeah,
can't
but
get that.
that was pretty crazy. Like,
I keep wanting to say her name is Lori something. Is it Lori Vallow?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, Chad Vallow and
Is it Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow?
yeah.
Missing Idaho kids.
Yeah, look them up. It's a crazy story. I'm not gonna talk about it. I don't know that much about it, but it's crazy.
So, and they had their own podcast too, where they would talk about all this stuff about how they like had their own religion, and then eventually it all just came like crashing down.
Have any of you guys? I haven't seen
Wild.
any of it, but have any of you guys seen the Nexium documentary?
No.
Oh no!
I think it's the healing purple pill.
I heard he's a genius.
No, Nexium is it's like a cult that was based out of like around this
Clifton Park.
area.
Saratoga
they had-
Springs.
Oh,
I heard
about
they had like
that.
a thing in like Waterford. They had a building on Central Ave. They had like a Nexium. Like
The
that
girl
was where
from
their business
Smallville.
headquarters.
Got other girls to get branded.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like
would,
a
Jeez.
Scientology light.
Sounds boring.
yeah, it was a like sex cult basically, where the guy would
What was
like
that sex cult that you watched that thing on for like a while? It was that guy who convinced everybody he was a guru and just like be like, everybody bang me now.
Wild Country or something. Into Wild Country.
That happens
Or-
like more often than we
I
really
think it was
realize.
Wild Country. That was really good.
That was really good.
I don't know if he convinced or did he? No, yeah, I think he convinced
Osa.
all the women to have
Also,
He,
sex.
like-
was his name.
He like bought that whole fucking town in Oregon or some shit. I forget where it was.
Yeah,
It
that
wasn't
one. Yeah, it was in
It-
Oregon for
What's
sure.
his name?
It was Oregon or
Ranieri
Utah, I
something
can't
like
remember.
that.
He had
Yeah,
multiple names, but
Keith Raniere was the Nexium guy.
Yeah, Keith
Yeah.
Raniere is the Nexium guy.
that shit's
He's
just
in
sad.
big trouble.
These
Their
people,
grandparents believe the remains found on the property of stepfather.
I finally got it up. I
Marcus
passed it, but
Should've
Moore
left
has
it.
the story. Good morning, Marcus.
Yeah, this is the Chad Daybell one. Not the
Well, George,
Keith
good
Raniere.
morning. This is the outcome no one was wanting. The desperate search for these missing
That's
siblings
awful.
has been on since September, and it appears to have come to a tragic end.
This morning, a potentially devastating end to the search for Idaho siblings Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow. Family members telling
R.I.P.
ABC
Guys,
News
they didn't
that
make
two
it.
sets of human remains were found on Chad Daybell's
but they like
property
fucking.
Tuesday.
What is the deal? They like
On to
made a
his
pod
wife
about
Vallow's
murder and
missing
then like
children.
fucking
The family
like,
saying in a
lived it
statement,
out.
I think
"We
they
are
killed their
filled with
kids and then made a
unfathomable
podcast to try to
sadness.
cover
These
up
two
for
bright
the.
stars were
They
stolen
were like,
from us.
we don't know who killed our
Died
kids.
without pain
No.
or suffering.
Where's
Police
our
have not
kids?
publicly
Where's our
confirmed
kids?
The identities of the remains.
Okay, tell me I'm wrong.
The whole thing is they believed with their religion that they could bring their kids back to life and like bring people back to life. So it was their podcast, I think, was talking about like their their cult and everything that they were like into.
I didn't hear anything about a cult.
Yeah,
Oh,
they had
they
this
had-
whole like
Did they invent their own religion?
I'm not sure exactly how it went.
Because if you made it up, you shouldn't follow it. I think.
I don't
What
think-
if they're the prophet?
I don't know if
But
you
what
should
if
do
it came to you in a dream?
I had a dream I had sex.
Nice.
Nice.
dude,
Gonna make a cult
these-
out of it?
these people sound like the
come?
people in this video. I want to show you guys.
What?
Have you guys seen these? Like, all right, there's these things that they get called knife competitions where people come with like their knives and try to show off how sharp they are, and it's just like they're all like these redneck type people. Like you can hear them in the background. They're like, yeah, like when they cut. Like I got
That's
the
how you
video
know.
up.
What do they cut? Let's see them cut.
Let's
some
check this
shit.
out. It's a minute long. It's just funny.
If you guys want to look this up, this is called "Guy Competes and Wins in Knife Competition," and he
I
is
wore my best orange shirt to cut the
he
wood.
is a large
Look like
man
a
in an
convict.
orange
So
shirt.
I'm just watching this, and I'm like, these thoughts going through my head are like, who started this? Why do they do this? Like, this is fun for them. Like, you know what I mean? It must be boring wherever the fuck these guys
What do
live.
you mean?
But
You never did this as a kid?
maybe as a kid, but not a fucking like 40-year-old man. So here we go.
Pastime with the
Well,
internet.
It's like,
His size matters.
so it's like they go through this obstacle course, and they start like hacking fucking. Oh, what's going on here?
This is what happens when you have a slow day in the warehouse.
Dude, look at that guy in the back with the red shirt and the fucking straw hat.
Did you ever do that shit at
Technical
work? Just,
difficulties.
Are you Amish or do you
Cowboy
work for
hat?
Just
Coca-Cola?
cut shit up, just like
All the time.
Well,
So
I don't know.
much fun.
I guess
I
we'll
did
let
it
that
last week.
figure itself out. I don't.
what's it called?
I just got Chetty.
It's called
Just
Guy,
type knife contest.
Guy
come
Competes
right
and
up.
Knife Contest.
Yeah, I don't know. These guys are funny. Like they take it seriously too. They're like, yeah, come ball.
Yeah, it's that one.
Cut the ball.
Yeah, the guy in the red shirt looks like he's an official of some
What
sort.
the fuck?
You want to spin that around?
An official asshole.
Here we go. Ed saved David.
Like yeah.
Yeah, put the ad right through.
Like, what are these guys? They're just slamming like the fucking wood and chopping it with a knife. It's so fucking like primitive.
Oh, paper towel roll. He just put up a paper towel roll.
Like, who sets up these obstacle courses? Who sets up these obstacle courses to like, okay, now we got the ball roll.
Look at these fucking people sitting there like, oh
Like,
yeah,
you
here
gotta
he
chop
is.
the straw.
This guy's like,
Yeah, like it's quite a turnout for this kind of event. I mean, it's like, what's yeah.
So to explain to people who can't see it, he starts off here. That's yeah. Can you turn that down?
This is unlistenable, I'm sure.
He starts
Yeah,
at
let me just say that.
yeah.
That was literally.
That's him
just
chopping the
slamming.
wood.
But
Those loud
that's-
bangs.
It's really unlistenable, but very watchable.
So yeah,
It was hilarious.
for what he did is he started off on like a big piece of wood, like a big 2x4, and he just hacks the shit out of it. And then he walks over to a paper towel roll, and then he walks over to this contraption that they set up, spits
oranges or something.
apples out of it, and then he has to time his swing and just chop in half. And then there's 2 soda cans stacked one on top of another, and he has to just
That was
swing
beer.
right through it. Or yeah, probably beer. That's probably
Yeah.
more accurate.
It
And
was
then
a-
there's
it
a
was a Bud
line,
Light.
a line of like probably like what 10 to 15 water bottles that he just slices through.
That was the most impressive.
I mean, it looked like fun. I gotta say, I would.
Literally, when I was like a 13-year-old like disabled boy, I would fucking run around my house like just like with like because like everybody would have an illegal knife that they bought like when like they were on some vacation thing. And,
Atlantic City.
they greased some guy to sell them
The
some
boardwalk.
knife when they were 13 on the boardwalk and just fucking flipping around their butterfly knife and then until they cut their fucking finger and
Yeah.
have to like own up to it. Like, dude, I got the craziest fucking story about that actually.
Not the craziest.
It's pretty crazy. Okay, I might have actually already told it, but
My hair's standing.
I think you did, but we could always
no, never mind then.
re-go on.
Oh, Christ, now you gotta tell it.
John, craziest story.
Josh hasn't heard it.
Just tell it, and then we'll cut it if we heard it.
So I went to I went to Florida with CBA on like a bus trip, and like I was just this rogue kid that somehow got on, and like we all just like bought we bought all these knives, these butterfly knives from this lady, like it was like a boardwalk type deal, and like we were all playing with them in the hotel, right? And like I had like a butterfly knife, and it was like the biggest one. I was like, yeah, and I was like flipping it around, and I
The
stabbed
opposite of my dick.
Exactly. That's why. That's dude. But
Just
anyway,
kidding, I'm sorry. You have a fine dick.
Oh hell yeah!
agree to disagree. But I was like flipping her around, and I stabbed this cup, and I like went to like pretend Jim's the guy. I went to poke this guy, and he's like, "Oh, I'll do it," and he like did it because like the cup was longer than the blade, but he crumpled the cup, and it just pricked his like fucking his abdomen like right here, and it was just like he was wearing a white shirt, and the blood just started pouring down. We were like, "Oh fuck!" And like his face just turned green. He's like, "I gotta go to the fucking hospital." Like, started crying.
You stabbed a CBA kid?
I didn't stab a CBA kid.
Technically,
CBA
you did.
What's
Dude,
a CBA
no,
kid?
Ed's hand was on.
Kid who went to
the
CBA.
No.
Oh,
Actually,
okay, the
my
school,
hand
the
wasn't
school.
even on the knife. It was 100% his hand. It was 100% his hand.
This just became the court of law.
That's
Yeah.
his knife.
And
Dude, but I legally owned it. That's the thing that was fucked up. Is
Yeah,
that
but how was
Ryan-
it your force?
You ever,
that deep?
no, absolutely not. He was 100% in his own force, flipping around the butterfly knife. I stabbed the cup, and I pretended to poke him, and then he was like, "Yo, I'll take it," and then fucking tried to do like a magic trick where he pokes it and it looks intense, but the fucking thing crumpled and it fucking hit him. And like this is the if not for like him doing it to himself, I would be in fucking jail in Orlando right now. 110%.
How old were you?
Dude, I was 13.
No,
And-
you wouldn't be in jail.
Dude,
We'd be right here doing
Not in
the
Florida.
podcast, baby.
Dude, okay, so exactly what happened is he walked down to it was a Howard Johnson. He walked down to the lobby He was just like, I need like a Band-Aid and junk. And like they were like, we're calling 911. You got stabbed. Like, immediately. They're like, we can see like your guts and shit.
No way, really?
No, they didn't say that, but they were like, you got stabbed. We're calling.
You got stabbed, bro.
Like
You're wearing
fucking
white shirt.
6 cops come, fucking an ambulance comes. And like they fucking, his dad actually is a cop, like a local cop up here. And his dad like yokes me up and fucking starts like shaking me and shit. He's just like, you fucking stabbed my boy. And I'm like, no, I didn't. He's a pussy. He did himself. Like all this shit. And like I basically talked to like 6 different cops. They asked everybody the story, and everybody's story was the same. And it's like, I guess it's just this really stupid kid. Like, let's get out of here, bro. Like, just like drive off.
Damn.
And like,
I gotta say,
this is the first day of this too. Like, I have to spend 11 more days with these kids,
that's
thinking
too
that
long.
I just showed up and stabbed this kid.
Hey, get it out of the way early.
On
Yeah.
a trip
Established
say,
goon
Josh?
status.
on a trip that you weren't even going to that school.
What are they gonna do? Kick me out? Right? I'm not even a Christian.
I'm just mostly hung up, and I'm sure this is disappointing, but how what CBA tuition is that you're staying at a Howard Johnson.
Well, that's the thing.
Hey, wait, hold on. They have
true.
they have great food at Howard Johnson.
Hojo?
They got a great food selection. They have
Somebody embezzled something.
a continental breakfast to die for.
Dude, actually, it was really crazy. The Howard Johnson had a Chinese restaurant built into it. And like, God bless these people who ran this restaurant, because like, imagine 10 just CBA kids like just going in there like just like loading their plates up, changing somebody's fucking Sprite out with soy sauce, just like throwing fucking ice cream plates across the room.
They hated you.
They hit me
Honestly, since
I
it was
stabbed a kid.
yesterday.
since it was a Howard Johnson, the kid probably walked downstairs and was like, "I got stabbed," and they're like, "Oh, don't worry, we see this all the time."
Dude, the funniest thing is that like, he was just sitting on a gurney in an ambulance.
Ambulance.
Just sitting there, and they just gave him a Band-Aid. Like,
That's it?
They just put a Band-Aid over it, and I was like, Ryan, what the fuck?
Dude, let's be real. If this is a Holiday Inn, you're in fucking jail right now.
Wait, so he didn't get stitches?
No, it was a Band-Aid.
That was a Band-Aid.
He was riding.
So why are they making such a big deal out of something that didn't even need stitches?
Okay, imagine a kid showing up with just like a cut in his shirt. Like a 13-year-old kid has a cut in his shirt, and there's just blood like everywhere on the shirt.
How old are you?
Like,
13?
oh, no, he must have been 14.
Ed was 17.
Yeah, I fucking stabbed.
This was a year and a half ago.
Dude, he was actually 9 months old, and I just fucking.
That's
He went on a
abortion.
trip. Yeah.
You're like,
Dude,
how long
that
have you
was-
been hanging out with this individual?
I'll tell you what though, 100%. Like, I cleaned up like it was a murder scene. Like,
That's probably why they were trying to fuck you, because they probably like picked up on the trail and they're like,
Dude,
this
dude,
guy's trying
dude,
to hide what he did,
No, okay, this is what happened.
even though you didn't do it.
So, kid stabbed himself with my knife. I'm like, oh fuck, and I just like have the knife like it's a hot potato. I'm like bumbling it around. I'm like, oh, and
threw it out.
I go to my room and I fucking like rinse it off and I like wipe my like fucking.
I was gonna
prints
say,
off
yeah.
it.
Wipe your fingerprints off.
It still has his blood on it, and then like there's just a rap at the door, and it's just like the principal of CBA is just at the door like, Ed, I know you're in there, and I just like come, and he's just like,
I finally came.
and he just takes the knife, and I'm like, yeah, Ryan hurt himself real bad with it. I'm sorry.
And then, yeah.
Ryan hurt himself real bad.
How do I get it out?
Were you using bleach to clean up all the forensic evidence?
No.
Bleach will clean my DNA from the scene.
Dude.
You guys
It
want to hear
sucks
this?
that like Clorox can't use that to promote their fucking product.
Hey, you gotta clean up a body.
Great on blood.
You got some kids buried in your backyard for a podcast.
Yeah.
Clean up the scene.
Works on 99% of crimes.
90% of Clorox users go unconvicted.
Yeah. If you get a guilty conviction, we will refund your $3.79 you paid for the gallon of bleach.
Were you
It's mail-in rebate.
Yeah, but you have to mail in the UPC codes.
Mail it from your little corrections.
You have to use your pennies that you gain from working in the yard to mail it out,
I mean, who wants to earn enough for the rebate?
and then get $3 back so you could buy 8 cigarettes.
The system is fucked. Listen, that's what we're talking about.
Exactly.
You deserve more. If you're in prison, you deserve at least minimum wage.
Yeah, you'd be making our license plates.
Well, wait, you're saying people in prison deserve minimum wage?
Did you
I
know
think
that?
so. Is that a hot take?
Did you
No,
know that?
only if they're like
They're out
okay.
there fighting fires. They
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
if
fighting fires.
they're fighting fires, if they're like pounding license plates, if they're doing that shit, so like the ones that don't do that definitely shouldn't get it,
I mean,
right?
the ones that set up the Christmas lights in the,
Dude, the ones
Washington
that-
Park.
No, okay, they should.
I
get
saw
paid.
them holding onto a truck, and I was like, they could just fucking run. Why
Wait,
they don't?
I
They all
will
ran
say
in
this though.
different directions.
That's actually like a privilege for them to do that because they
Well-
like you're in jail all day long. Doing anything besides sitting in jail is like you're gonna be like so down to do.
Yeah, but
it.
they get a situation where somebody will sell their labor for like not what it's worth. That's what's wrong.
Well,
about
here's
it.
the other question too: are they volunteering to do it? Like I'm sure a lot
that
of
they
people are like me.
But
I'll
that's
do
like
it.
if you put a gun to my head.
We're talking
like,
about human rights.
Yeah.
And they're humans and they have those rights.
if you're
They
fighting
deserve
fire in California, you should get minimum wage.
I
But I
can
mean,
I can get on board with that.
even
I mean,
if you're
that's
like-
You
that's a
deserve
big
more
job.
than minimum wage.
Even if you're like volunteering to like do something, I mean, still like if you're doing a service, there's a lot of people. I mean, all of us in this
deserve the
room, we
going
could all
rate.
be put in jail any day. We would probably all break
Give
several
them-
laws a day.
Give
that
them
could put us in
McDonald's
jail.
burger making wages at the very least. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can make fucking like $14 at Burger King now.
Exactly. Okay.
So
So at least give.
Well, the cost of living's going up, so it's totally. It sounds like a lot, but it's like, well, yeah, fucking. Now when I go to the grocery store, I'm like, shit's fucking expensive. Fucking, I better be getting paid.
Do you know what happened too?
True.
If you don't pay somebody adequately, like think of all the shitty jobs you had where you weren't getting paid and all the shit you did to get one over on your employer. Like I remember working places where we had a chessboard hidden in the ceiling tiles. Like, do you know how fucking ridiculous that is? Just like
If you don't pay people enough, they start reusing and washing condoms.
yeah, selling it as soup, dude. Did you
Fuck it, we'll just
selling it
sell
as
them
soup.
again.
Did you guys hear about the man cave that people made underneath Grand Central?
That's pretty.
I
dope.
I'm not
No.
surprised because if I lived there, I'd do that.
Never expect to hear about
People
the
were working there.
magnificent Grand Central Terminal.
Turns out there's a man cave under Grand Central in what people thought was a storage.
Workers of Metro
It looks
North
pretty
had
nice.
quite the scene, quite the setup, I should say. A big TV, refrigerator, beds, even gym equipment.
Say what? I was for Andy Burkett, who has done his share of shocking stories before, but Newt, I think none like this one.
So you're telling me we could have slept here instead of the bus station?
Grand Central Terminal harbors many secrets. Well,
I
tonight,
think Grand
one of those
Central
secrets
closes.
has been revealed. Yes, a man cave, a secret room within a room on the lower level of Grand Central.
Are you serious?
Right? Working fucking
Trains
JP
on
Morgan.
track 114 would have had no idea.
Dude, how did this
Investigators
make
say
the
room was
news?
beneath the tracks in an abandoned locksmith shop.
Still a news day.
A room within
Murders
a
are
room
down.
at Grand Central Terminal that had a couch, a flat screen
Oh,
TV,
covered in cum.
a refrigerator, and a microwave
So-
oven,
so
even air
there are
conditioning.
all sorts of things like this in New York City, like all scattered throughout.
This is a really nice one. That's why that
That
one
guy
made
was
the
like
news.
a fridge full
The-
of IPAs.
Mostly it's like homeless people that like make these. This sounds like it was employees that worked there. So
Yeah, I
like
was gonna ask
they
you.
probably had some cool shit, but like usually it's like homeless people. They just gather whatever they can. Sometimes there's TVs and shit like
New
that.
York City is built on a city, so there's
Yeah,
a lot of shit under it.
The
There's
inspec-
just
sorry.
You're never more than 6 feet from a rat.
yeah, that's
The inspector
they're the
general
squirrels
said
of New York City.
that this place was built in order to, at best, hang out and watch television or drink alcohol and sleep while unobserved by their managers. Like, dude, tell me that's not the best hustle running. Like, did anybody else work a job where it was just like okay, for instance, at this one job that I worked, like I was working a 16-hour shift, and it was like during the dead hours, like it was like a joke like amongst us that we would just clean out all these boxes and just sleep on the shelf. Just like, but I did it once, dude, it was fucking significantly good. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I used to work at a job where I used to smoke weed directly in the store and then just blow it out the vents.
Yeah, I had a job recently where I would
Recently,
watch.
it was many obscure years ago.
Yeah, But to watch TV for the last, I would set up my phone and watch TV for like an hour and a half at like the end of my shift. It was awesome. And I don't know,
that is slack off, fuck around. Like mostly it was, it's like when you have a job that you don't want to be doing, like dishwashing or fucking something that sucks. And like, you know what I do is like, so I had a couple of dishwashing jobs, and a lot of the time, if there's no dishes, I'll just fucking go fuck off somewhere for a while. I'm like, let's go walk, like, what, you want me to sit at like my post? We wait for fucking, let it pop.
Ian, dish is dirty.
That would happen sometimes. What are you doing, man? Got a pile over here.
Oh shit.
But you know what? As like I get older, I don't like to do that as much anymore, because then I gotta just try hard, work hard, and then do the best you can, and then you don't have to worry about like someone coming like at you. You could always like, well, I'm the best I could, so you can fuck
Ian, it
off.
sounds like they got you.
Yeah, no, Ian, it's all
They
about
finally broke them.
It's all about doing.
I just like to work hard, and,
No, dude, you got to work hard, and you got to work hard, but then you got to like, you got to make it look like you're, doing stuff when you're not. So, because sometimes we're getting older, you just got to take a load off.
My one said that if you got a job to do, you got to do it well.
Yeah, and someone told me too that like work
and
comes
good for him.
first,
He
and
made
then you
millions
can
of
play.
dollars.
You know what I mean? Like you work hard, and then you feel good about play. You're like, oh, now I can relax. I did my job. I worked hard. Now I can relax and have fun. I don't have to worry about like feeling like I didn't do something. Or,
No, but sometimes I'm just saying you can work hard, but you can also,
you
just
do both.
You can take it easy sometimes.
There was one job I had
For
where
sure.
we made about 7 different games in the back room that we would play on a regular basis. We had one where there was these buckets that were about the size of a basketball hoop and beach ball. And there was this thing on the wall with magnets. So we would attach the buckets to the wall with magnets and then use the beach balls to play one-on-one basketball in the back room, basically.
That's ideal.
And I accidentally elbowed someone in the face.
Dude, I remember working
And
this.
the cops came.
I remember working this job, and we were playing wall ball in the back.
Wall ball was not. Yeah.
DJ worked there too, so we were playing some wall ball in the back, and I remember
Name the
just
place.
coming up front, and this girl was like, "Yes," she was the girlfriend of somebody that worked there, and she was like, "Is Dave here?" And I was like, "Yeah, he's in the back," and she was like, "Yeah." Why are you all so sweaty? And I was like, "Oh, we just been playing some wall ball in the back." I was like, "Let me go get Dave. He's in the middle of a round."
One of the first jobs I worked, and like, God bless this kid. It was a warehouse, and this kid would like, I was like 18 or whatever, and this one kid was a hardo, and like he was on a fitness kick, and he would flip a deck of cards and just do push-ups like in the warehouse, and I'd just be like, "Holy shit, buddy!" Like he's just like, "Yeah, we got no boxes to move right now." Just like, dude, it's like UPS. Relax, dude.
Spend a lot of time in prison. That's like what you do in prison.
Dude. Well, I mean, God bless him. You ever go to
talking shit.
You ever go to a park and you're just like shooting hoops and there's some dude just doing all these prison workouts?
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
dude, you're
It's
like,
free, dude. There's space all around your body. You don't have to do push-ups anymore. You can just go walk to the water. You can do whatever you want.
I remember going to Kiwanis and just like shooting hoops, like playing 21 with like bopping like everybody, and then there'd just be this like 30-year-old dude just like just like doing push-ups and just doing pull-ups on like, dude, you don't gotta do pull-ups on the fucking fence post, bro. But we got some viewer mail. Sarah says, "Happy birthday, Josh." Paul says, "What's the difference between a smart criminal and dumb criminal?"
Joke.
Dumb criminals
Getting
break
caught.
laws. Smart criminals make laws. Holla at your boy. Fuck the police. Happy God Day, my son, Josh.
Paul. Happy God
Thank
Day,
you.
Josh.
If you're listening,
Happy God Day.
the ultimate family man. I admire you. I hope you know that.
You gotta give your other brother hell.
Sundays. That's okay.
Slap your brother's head for me.
That's all right.
I didn't know that was these.
Yeah, you guys want to hear this dude like totally fail at trying to rap?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's on like live TV, and he just chokes.
This is America's Got Talent.
What is it?
Oh, I'm already plugged in. All right, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm already plugged in. Hopefully we don't freeze up here
Awkward
again.
freestyle fail. Years ago,
like
they
Prince
tried
shit.
to.
Freestyle. Well, let me sit back. Go ahead,
Why
Marcia.
are you rapping on a news fucking channel? Come on.
Years ago, they tried to years ago, they tried to put me in the.
Come on.
This is live.
This is live, huh?
He looks very relaxed, to be honest.
Did you want to try
Too
to read something
relaxed,
from your
one
book?
might say.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Okay.
stupid. Come on. That's so
Did
bad.
you wanna
bro.
try to
Oh,
talk from your
poor
book?
guy, man. That sucks.
I mean, you just put him on the spot. Yeah, sometimes you know.
Sometimes you freeze up.
It's like, oh, you're a comedian. Be funny. Funny. Be funny.
Dude, that's
Funny
like
man,
the,
what do you got?
the worst thing that ever happened to me. Ever.
Oh, you're a comedian. Tell a joke.
Dude, oh.
Tommy
People,
roasted
when
me in
people
the
are like that, like I was at a function recently and someone's just like, yeah, tell them that Anne Frank bit. And it's just like,
That's a lot of pressure and take build-up.
Jesus Christ, like let me frame it at least. You don't just come out here like now I gotta be like,
Just use
yeah,
the
like
punchline.
if you don't want somebody to hear you jerking off, you're cranking out an Anne Frank nut. Like Matt
Anne Frank nut? What the fuck is that?
She
That's
had to
not
be
okay.
quiet.
Yeah, that's when.
Yeah,
you got
Stop out there.
You never had that. You got roommates.
You see, if they put you in that bad of a position, I would have just put them right back there. Been like, I don't have an Anne Frank bit. I never. Why would you even say that? Like, why would you even bring up Anne Frank at a function like this?
Oh,
you're disgusting, and
see,
then just walk away from him.
There's people like that. They
I
don't laugh.
thought you were saying like, oh yeah, and this guy's a doctor. Why don't you go fucking save a life?
Yeah, that too.
Save him. He's dead. Save him.
Okay.
Like
oh yeah,
in,
go save him.
Save him.
I really think
Diagnose
funny
this,
man.
doc.
Like in Half Baked when he's like, "Can you go down and get this for me?" He's like, "All right, just mop this floor, scientist." He just gives him the mop.
so good, dude. Okay, so I went to Amsterdam, right? Like you get off the train, you get off the train, and like my first thought is like, I gotta fucking get some weed, right?
Mhm.
I gotta go to the store and buy legal weed. Like this is the one place I should do it. You know?
Oh,
what I mean?
Amsterdam, in the actual Amsterdam.
Yeah, not
I thought you
New
were talking
York.
about New York.
Oh,
I was like,
nobody
you went
ever-
to Amsterdam for weed?
Nobody talks
That's
about
weird.
going to Amsterdam, New York. Ever. Nobody's bragging about it.
Very true.
You're
I
just
pooped
like,
in
had
their
to-
local stores the
I had
other
to
day.
go to
and I
Amsterdam.
really did.
I had to go to Amsterdam, New
5 days
York
ago.
for weed. How awful was that? There was a bunch of fucking twigs in it.
You did that?
You know it had twigs in it if you went to
Aw.
Amsterdam.
But dude, so
Not to malign the great city
Their
of
mall is just
Amsterdam.
like a ghost town. It's like no one even works there, but like you're allowed to like just go in and but, there's like nothing there though.
That's where he got his
I
weed.
was like, what
Do you think they just employ the ghosts there? Where they're like, oh yeah, that's old Speed Johnson. He runs the old GameStop.
the fucking like arcade games just fucking turn on all of a sudden.
Dude, okay. So I get off
Anyway.
I get off the train in Amsterdam, and I'm there with like my friend.
Amsterdam, New York.
Amsterdam, fucking
Colorado.
Holland.
Anyway, so I get off, and my buddy's like, "Yo, we gotta go see the Anne Frank house, like pronto, like that's what's out here." You know what I mean?
I was in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
No, you go there for weed. You don't.
So
I mean, I'm sorry.
I was just
but-
like, "Listen, I'm
We're
gonna
going
get some
on the way.
weed, then we'll go to the Amsterdam Frank." Amsterdam Frank house.
Baked.
The Anne Frank house.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get baked to check out Anne
No.
Frank's house.
So this is what I do. I
Yo,
just
she was
go.
quiet here.
I go get some like weed and shit like that, and I'm like standing in line, and it's the longest line ever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine standing for like the Superman when the Superman just opened in New England or whatever, and you're like trying to get on this fucking coaster, but like
Oh, I
you're
remember that.
I
trying
thought
to
you
go
meant the
see what this
movie.
girl hid from the fucking Nazis. Like, there's something so fucked about it. So I'm sitting
She's a
there,
great writer.
and I'm just like, I just wasted an hour of my life in this line. Like, I'm in Amsterdam, I have this weed. I was just like, fucking roll up. So I like sit down and I'm rolling up and fucking go see Anne Frank's fucking hiding house.
That's fine. I was like this joke, and then like you actually go
Yeah.
to like that's what you did.
No, that's 100%.
If I was with that, I'd be
Probably
smoking
not.
that weed there too. I'd be like, you know, you gotta
Grab the
just
roll.
do it.
So like,
That's how it's gonna hit you.
dude. Let's just say it was tiny, and like they found like all these little
Or
like
people like, oh well, if it's legal there, it's like whatever then.
yeah, it was like smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, right. I'm thinking like, yeah, fuck it.
But like it was just one of those things where you had an hour. I've been in Amsterdam. I haven't like at the time I was smoking a lot of weed, and I hadn't smoked for like a month because I was just like backpacking. You know what I mean? You're not gonna buy fucking drugs in a foreign country. You're gonna
Yes,
get
you will.
robbed. I got robbed. Like first day trying to buy weed, I lost my
My
debit
40
card.
bucks.
No,
Dad, you bought weed with a debit card? What are you doing?
Yeah.
no.
Once
I
you
went to the ATM hammered trying because somebody was like, I got weed. You know, like I just went to the ATM and like left my card in there and
It's a lot
just
of
didn't have
variables.
funds for the entire fucking.
Yeah, but was that your fault or their fault?
They just held out one of those card reader things. They're like, just put your chip in here.
Yeah, they're
Wait,
like,
did you get
just go to
robbed or
Western
did you,
Union.
Well,
did you
he
just
robbed
leave
me.
your credit card?
Both. He
Insert
robbed me
pin.
of the 20 fucking euros, and my credit card got left in the machine, and I was in fucking.
It got left, or you left it. That's two.
Double
It
whammy.
got left.
Oh,
It got left. It was one of those machines where like it sucks it in and holds it the entire transaction. So me hammered, like I just like took the money and I was like,
yeah.
here you go, and like fucking.
Yeah, they got to start making
that's
the.
you leaving it. I'm not gonna lie. That's not.
They got to. They got to
That
start
guy
making
didn't
those
rob you.
machines. You know.
No, the guy didn't bring the money or the weed back and took the 20. That's
Wait,
a
was
robbery.
it Gino?
It was Spanish Gino.
Dude, they got to make the ATMs like if you don't like take your card, they're like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, they
fucking
gotta
give
make
you,
it-
like, or something.
An alarm.
They're like, yo, hey, wait.
They gotta make
card.
it so if
Whoa, wait.
if you don't
Your
take-
card.
It starts like yelling at you from that far away.
if you don't take your card out, you don't get your money, and nobody would leave their cards behind.
Ed, can I ask you something?
They do that now.
Were there pictures of the family at the Anne Frank house?
There were, but it wasn't like photos they took there. You know what I mean?
No, of course it's not a vacation.
It's not. Dude, imagine
The Bahamas.
Imagine Otto Frank just like, all right, Anne, pose, selfie. This is
All
going
right.
on.
Well, the only thing is like
They did try to make the best of it.
sometimes great writers they have the ability to be visual with their writing and they can. I don't know what it was, but I might be wrong about her name and I feel bad, but I think her older sister's name was Margot.
Margot, it is.
Yeah.
I always thought she was hot, and I don't think I ever saw her.
That is just a
You
good
were
name.
reading the book as like a 13-year-old.
Just the idea of
oh
Margot.
shit, Anne Frank's older sister. You know what I mean?
I just feel like she was.
You're assigning your own.
I
Like,
just feel like she was hot.
you know what it is? You were so immersed that it was just you, Anne, and Margot in there. And you know what I mean? That's how
Yeah.
immersed you were. It put you in the moment, and you were like, you know what I mean? The world's ending. Margot, if there's love, like this might be it. We're trapped here for a reason.
I was really romantic at that age. I fell for her. I think.
Dude, okay.
It broke my heart.
That's a beautiful story.
Wow, Margot Frank kind of looks like the teacher from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Dude, wait, hold on. This looks like Lady Josh.
She also kind of looks like she also kind of looks like Harpo Marx.
That's what I look like to you guys.
No, I'm
Bueller.
just kidding. That's like if you put your hair back
Bueller.
in a nice little bun, and
It's
like
cute.
we're like
I will say
in
this.
a room for
Don't
fucking 4
let
years.
the physical appearance change your.
No, it does, and it's one of those things where
No,
it's
she's
like
a beautiful
you know
woman.
that what's that game show where like the one person and you hide
Love
behind
Boat?
the thing.
Who wants to be a
Newlyweds.
millionaire?
No, it's
The
an old
dating
70s
game?
thing.
Something date.
It's the dating game.
The dating
The
game.
dating game, and you know what? It would have been one of those things where it was disappointing, and I was like, oh, we both like all the same shit. Oh,
She's just
Ugh.
Anne Frank's like, yeah,
picked the
Margot
wrong-
won't stop talking about Radiohead. What's it called?
yeah, there won't be a second date.
I think they'd like Radiohead, right?
Oh, great.
Nah, that's
Do you like Radiohead?
he's okay.
He's all right.
He's all right. Yeah, I don't.
That Radiohead fella.
Yeah,
This is my
I
Tom,
like him.
This is my Tom York impression. Whoa, whoa.
That was really bad.
Whoa.
Is Tom in here?
Yeah.
I think
It's not good. To me, that's what it sounds
you're
like.
overacting with your one eye.
Yeah.
By the way, I was wrong. It was Groucho Marx. This is also what's her name?
Margot Frank.
Margot Frank.
That's fucked up.
Wow,
dude.
that's Margot Frank.
Yes, this
check
is
that out.
also Margot Frank.
Is that Charlie Chaplin?
It's Groucho Marx.
This has also been known as Charlie Chaplin.
We finished this.
Is it Chapin or Chaplin?
Chaplin.
It's good though.
Chaplin.
The originator of the Hitler mustache, but since him, he just took it.
Do you think Hitler saw a Chaplin film and was like, "That's fucking fad, dude"?
I
That
think
is
so.
Fashionable.
I mean,
Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin was a huge star back then. You know?
So Charlie definitely had it first.
Yeah, I mean, he was in like the 20s, and then Hitler was definitely in the 20s too. But
I heard Charlie was kind of a
power.
piece of shit.
Kind of longer.
Was he a piece of shit?
I don't really know. I don't
I think
really
it was
know.
a piece
By
of shit.
today's standards, probably.
Hold on, everybody Everybody in that era, by today's standards, is a piece of
Yeah,
shit. Because it was like
just cancel them all. Just get it over with. You know.
Cancel them all.
By today's standards, Hitler would be canceled like right away.
Dude, yeah,
absolutely.
They'd be like, no, there's no room for that.
He
By
wouldn't
any
even-
standards.
He wouldn't even rise to power, dude. He'd be grabbing people by the pussy and they'd have him out of there pronto.
Yeah, dude, that's what we learned.
Well, I did.
He did drugs. He wasn't grabbing pussies. He was high as fuck on meth.
Yeah, I did
Shit like that.
Google.
Look it up. It's true.
I did Google was Charlie Chaplin A, and I was gonna type in piece of shit, and the autocomplete was is Charlie Chaplin a communist? So, I mean, I guess you can make your own inferences.
Wait, so he was a commie?
Oh, well, it
Commie.
said, was he communist? Let's see. Despite living in the United States for almost 40 years, Chaplin never became an American citizen. Meanwhile, due
Where was he
to
from?
Modern Times satire, he gained the reputation as a communist sympathizer. 9 things you may not know about Charlie Chaplin.
McCarthyism, dude. Abroad. Local.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like, does that matter? You know what I mean? Like someone's beliefs or like something someone did, or I mean, obviously there's limits to it, but like that's not what they're known for.
Well,
They're
we're
known for
also
like being a comedian. Like that's what we should.
He's known for song and dance numbers.
Yeah,
saying,
like, and if
we're
you like that,
brainwashed.
then okay, there you go.
Brainwashed for what?
Against communism.
Yeah.
We are brainwashed against communism, which kind of like it's not something that we understand or study deeply, and it's something that you're just told is fucking bad and represents a certain thing, and like
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? We're just told how it fails. That's
mean-
and your education of it probably is very limited.
Sometimes
And I'm
when
not
you-
saying I don't know much about it. But I
Sometimes
do know
when you
that
hear
there's, like,
something,
certain-
you have to like
Yeah.
be like, oh, does this like trigger me because I'm brainwashed?
it's brainwashing.
Like, is
and
this
it's that
triggering me
there's-
because
there's
I've been
extent-
told
and
this
it-
thing
has
for
it
a
been
long time?
successfully executed in any sort of way? I don't know. I'm not sitting here trying to fucking push communism. I'm just saying that
A lot of bad things have come from
Yeah,
communism.
it's usually bad.
In a lot of cases.
You know what it is for me is like I'm like at this point where I'm like I just fit rules to capitalism, man. I can't switch now.
Communism is the government is in total control.
see I don't
Like,
there's levels
period.
to it though, and I think that's the thing is you're pretty fucking certain about what your understanding is. I don't know.
I'm
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure you fucking
Yeah. Like when they bring up like, well, it's a different term, but democratic socialism.
Exactly.
I mean,
And
like when they talk
that's
about
more
that.
of my point is that
and,
there's
like,
nuanced fucking levels
yeah, like
to it
in
that
Norway.
I'm sure you don't fucking know.
Well, like I
That's
just
all I'm
heard,
saying.
I just listened to
And I'm
that
not
great
saying
Norm
that-
Macdonald bit that you were
the
talking
cat?
about yesterday. Yeah, and then he mentioned this thing about how he went to he was like, yeah, I went to the hospital for an emergency visit, and they charged me. And I thought that was amazing. And Conan O'Brien's like, oh, you didn't expect a bill, and he was like, no, I'm from Canada, so emergency visits they're all free.
Yeah.
And like,
Well,
a couple
all I'm
people
saying is that you're because of capitalism.
That was
you're
30 years
definitely-
ago.
You're fully. You're
Well, what happens in
least
Canada
slightly-
with socialized healthcare is like,
Let's hear it from the expert.
People start to, you don't. People end up buying private healthcare because the socialized healthcare is so bad. Like,
Yeah,
it
it's what
can
they
take
all
you
say,
years to get
yeah.
like treated for something that should be like in and out because it's like run by the government.
Right.
Where if you went to a private,
You heard it here, folks.
I firmly
There you go.
believe- And this is just from like another thing. I saw somebody
Privatize all healthcare. There you go. How you doing?
No, like when I was abroad, how UK does it is any one of their territories or whatever is fucking covered under their insurance plan. So like this chick broke her arm and had to have fucking reconstructive surgery
That fucking bitch. She owes thousands.
while she was on vacation. And like imagine trying to get somebody to take your insurance overseas. Like that would never fucking happen. But because like she like this was just a country where that's done. They just took her and did the fucking surgery, and they're like, "Yeah, you're good." And she just fucking continued on her vacation doing less skydiving shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So like, it does work for some. It works.
I'm just saying
It's
that-
just included.
and-
You can't think of it as free. It's not free healthcare. It's just included in your taxes.
but it's like government run.
Also,
That's
no,
the main.
exactly. But also, I think that kind of warped interpretation of what the potential of it could be, and that is the thing where what you're talking about is totalitarianism, and that's not what the fucking
Yeah,
vision
I
of it is.
also-
And I don't want to have this conversation right now because we were having fun and laughing.
Well, I also just
But,
don't know what the issue with
but
like
that's fucking
if something
warped,
is
and that's
government
not strictly
run,
what it is.
like it could be government run, but
should
like
be
still
ruled by the people.
Yeah, it can still just not be done shittily, and like it can actually be done the
Breathing
exact
right
it
with
could be
capital.
done the exact same way that it's done privately, just done through the government and just not be shitty. But it's just that it's like purposely designed to be so shitty that it just is that shitty. But it like nothing has to be this shitty. It just is.
And you can
by
adjust
like
it. It
bureaucrats.
shouldn't be permanent. Just because it becomes a thing doesn't mean like, well, we're locked in, so let's go the other way. It's like, no, we should be allowed to adjust it through time and make it better incrementally until it's right. And then things change and we'll make it better again.
There's definitely gross like overcharges in the medical field where it's just like tongue depressors are going for like $2,000 a fucking crate.
Oh, a popsicle stick?
Yeah, it's just a fucking like you can.
That's why there are people that sell them and they're like, I fucking sold it to that fucking guy. I got my dad went out here and I'm going golfing.
You can literally boil old popsicle sticks and just
the jokes are still on them, folks.
Dude, you can just depress them. Dude, it's just so stupid. That's like what the car salesman evolution is. Like you eventually evolve into a medical sales rep. And that's what it's the biggest hustle going. You just sell people shit that's like not worth what it is to hospitals that don't give a shit, and then they charge what
drug reps are
through their fucking insurance because it's not something
that's why they take you out to fancy dinners if you're a doctor. That's why they do all this fucking swooning and schmoozing because there's fucking money to be made there, and it's not straightforward shit.
There just has to be a mix between communism and capitalism, and I believe that is called democratic socialism.
There you have it. That's a little bit more in tune.
It can literally just be both of these things done well under it's like just because it's done by the government doesn't mean it has to be done bad.
The government
poorly.
should
Like,
ultimately
we literally
be the people.
vote for
That's
it.
what
So
that
we
should
should be voting for better things that are like beneficial. And
Maybe
it's not just
voting
like,
more
oh,
frequently.
It's done by the government, so it's
Incrementally.
fucking shit.
My fear is that when you have a ruling class, which is right now, it's like the wealthy people, that's the ruling class. If you get rid of that, what the ruling class becomes government. What else is there? People gravitate to the.
But that's what what the middle class
you get
has always
like
been. The middle class is always the people that have been essentially like the deciding vote.
Dude,
Like
people really
what's-
think they're like I don't like it. That brainwashed is something where like you're fucking saying shit like, oh, I don't see my vote doesn't count. It doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't. Like, dude, you sound like fucking.
And your vote does,
Are you
and
fucking
your vote
kidding me,
does
dude?
count absolutely. Like
It's starting to not. It's beginning to not. But it did. And it's just the
And
way
it-
it-
I'm not saying that.
and it still does.
You
I
kinda-
think. I think
That your
you
vote
still have
doesn't
to-
count. I never said that.
I think you still have
It's
to get
just
out
starting
there and
to
vote.
become a
It's
thing
very
where-
important.
But people do say that. And I don't know, it gets weird. It starts to get weird. And then I think like certain words trigger people because it's like there's nobody here advocating for strict government-run communism, forced communism. We're talking about incremental input.
It's
Anyway,
all
that's
about.
not what
It's
this
all
conversation
about. It's all about just better oversight, really, and like better. We have some sound issues. What's
No, we
going
got
on
it.
here?
It's good.
Oh, we
Yeah.
got it?
But also input. Like
But I like what you said about having a mix between the two.
Because I
But
feel,
the thing
because
is, that's
I
going to
like-
be hard to
I
pull
love-
off.
Because I love capitalism. I love the idea of like being able to like I came up with this idea, and
I just think
sell
it's-
this
that
thing.
should never go away.
It's like like you should still be
Like
able
you
to be
get rewarded for
self-profitable.
having a great idea.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? You know?
good.
And
that encourages good ideas to continue to come out.
But
That's the
then,
thing.
if you had the other way, it's like you had
But it's
that
not
leaves
black
the.
and
But
white.
the
It's
other
not
way,
black
but
and
the
white.
other way is a way that we vote on, where it's like, well, we don't know which one of these other ways is like all these people came up with great ideas, and now we're going to vote on these ideas, and that's essentially where it comes into is like.
But where's the incentive to like come up with a good idea if now you have to like share your profits with the
Again,
rest of the world?
It's not black and white.
All right.
And already, Texas continues
Well,
to exist.
because a
Already
lot of
did
people
shit
say
about
that because they're like, oh, like why, like Jeff Bezos or somebody like, oh, well, like they made all this money, like why should they necessarily have to pay for it? And it's like, well, they also rely on a lot of things like the people that are educated,
Streets
like
being paved.
literally being like streets being paved, like people being educated, like
post
all of these
office.
things that lead up to this
The middle class
person
paying
getting
taxes.
like this person didn't create this shit on his own, like
Right.
it's literally created from the bottom up. It's not it doesn't rain down from fucking Jeff Bezos, like trickle down. It's like, oh no, like these people went to school on streets driven by bus drivers and they all got education that's from the government, which we all got. So we're all in here with government education. None of us were privately educated except Don Ladd, who went to Christian funded education.
That's right.
Thank you.
Y'all can go fuck yourselves.
Hey, maybe you got better education than we did.
You literally have a government education, and that's the thing that's frustrating. Is like my mom did not learn in high school.
Evil reality that we're experiencing right now.
And you gotta like meet people in the middle. Like just because someone's this or that doesn't mean like that's what they are. That's, you know what I mean? Or that's not who they are. That's just like what they are. I don't know. There's more to people than their fucking political view. You know what I mean? Even if you like are like, wow, fuck this person, that doesn't mean they're a bad person.
That's very important too. Is to not just sever relationships based on people's political views. Like that's like my parents. Like they are extremely Republican. I still love them for who they are, dude. If my dad has to bring up Trump every single time I talk to him on the phone. I still love my father. It's like but I feel bad for my dad in a lot of ways because I'm like, you really have it's almost like I grew up with computers and it's like we grew up with ads and pop-ups and being like, okay, yeah, that's bullshit.
It's not inherently true.
We'll click that away.
I saw it.
But my mom sees something on Facebook and it's just like, I have to share this and talk to everybody about it because Christian lives matter. And I'm like, I think you're getting a very fucking like pointed take on this that's being shot to you from the fucking, that's the fucking deep state that you're fighting against.
Dude, okay, there was this guy when I used to hang out in the cigar lounge in Saratoga. Like, just because it was, like, where, like, bums and shit like that would hang out when it was cold and you needed to be in Saratoga. Like, I would go in there and, like, there's heat in here. And I would buy the cheapest cigar and I would sit there and wait for, like, what I had to do in Saratoga. And I would go in there and this guy, this fucking crazy dude, he's just, like, on the phone. He's just like, all right, listen, Marianne, I'm going to go back to RPI, Marianne. I'm going to get my life together, Marianne. I promise. Like, I'm sorry. And, like, all this shit. He puts the phone down. He's like, what's up, bro? How you doing? And he, like, pats me on the back. And he's, like, he's probably 24. And he tells me that he's, like, this army general's son or whatever. He's just like, listen, bro, come in close. Like, the government's making memes. Like,
that's probably true.
That's actually, I've heard that before myself.
We've been making memes for years. Like they have like these farms. It's like a bunch of people sit in cubicles and they all just like create these memes and they try and see which ones get shared so they know like our thought processes. And then they fucking filter through all the conversations we have and they get a peg of like where we are politically and how many people feel one way and how many people feel the other. And then they fucking sell it to like politicians and all this shit. And like fucking like use it for like political gain.
Absolutely.
And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, whose son did you say you were again?
What's his name?
Like, can I Google him? And he was just like, yeah, dude, check out this text
and
thread. It's
I think that's one of the biggest things. Like I think
that's not that crazy and it makes sense. It's a fucking
that's what's
logical thing to tap into
that's
if
what's
you wanna
going
make
on
it
right now is that we're trying to be separated by I don't know what it is, like who's doing this, who's in but that's what's going on. Like you get these agenda where they're trying to totally separate like everybody and make everybody like hate each other and make you feel like when you go outside like you got to watch your back or all this dumb shit just because of like what you believe. And then that's not the case. Like if you go out and live your like, I don't know about you guys, but I never experienced that shit. Like nobody fucks with me. No one like is like, oh, I don't know. I just live my like no one's bothering me.
It's literally like the old Bill Hicks bit where it's just like, oh yeah, fucking bombs, fucking chaos, everything, and then you step outside and it's just
because the news. That's the job. That's the news's job is to be insightful or sensationalism. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Wow, this just happened. What do you think of that?
True, but we're also in a time where the way that social media works, which is where most people get their news, there's a thing of like the longer that your screen is open, the more exposed you are to ads. The more exposed you are to ads, the more that those companies make that money. So they have algorithms that expose you to things that you're going to leave open or click on or whatever so that you can get the fucking this hat, buy this, whatever, this fucking buy these fishing poles.
I do like hats.
Your subconscious picks
exactly.
it all
But the
up.
point is more of the thing of that, like you're more inclined to see these things that are polarizing, not strictly because there are evil entities trying to force us to see these things and polarize us, but more because that there's money to be made by leaving the screen open and looking at it.
Dude, I literally.
nothing-
If you think about it, that is kind of evil within
It
itself.
became
Like,
evil, but it's
greedy
it's
at the
kind
very
of more.
least.
It's greedy, but it's not inherently like it's. The goal is not to polarize us. That's the result. That's the consequence
Right,
of trying
okay.
to make the money from ads. That sounds shitty.
That makes
and I think
sense,
that
though.
I mean, it's well understood that that's the thing that's making people hyper polarized right now. It's shitty. It's working.
Yeah. So if
It's
there's like
working
any
very
message I
well.
have, it's just
Because you're fucking gonna
just
you
treat
start
everybody
to
with
see
respect,
things like
period.
shit that you already click on. They know that and they get feedback and they're like, "Well, show more of that.
Yeah.
Click, give him some shit. Give him some libertarian shit. Give him some fucking conservative shit."
The 3 pound of mush that creates the entire world around you that's inside your skull is not prepared for the amount of information that it receives on social media.
No, we were
That's
supposed to
fucking-
only get pussy and find food. That's literally
that's
it.
literally that's what we're
Or
supposed to
dick,
do.
if that's what you're into.
You're supposed to get dick, pussy, and food, and find a place to fucking sleep that's somewhat warm.
Raise your kid and
that's
just hit it as
70
little as
degrees.
possible. Don't hit that kid as much as you can.
And don't touch the child for the love of
Don't
fucking
have sex
God.
with the kid. Don't do it. That's it. That's all your brain is supposed to do.
So I think a good way to leave this off on is
DJ, what should we take away from this episode?
just try and meet each other in the middle.
Yo, hold on. I got.
That's a good.
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. That's got something.
All right.
It descended.
I got an
sorry.
Amber Alert on my phone, right?
Wait, just now?
No. This
That's
was
the future.
yesterday.
We're higher
Yesterday.
minds now.
Online. But
I didn't get that alert.
no, I know. I was going for a drive, and it's like when you're driving through town, it's like you're driving through town, you get all their Amber Alerts quick, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get the fuck out of there. Like, you know what I mean? But
I like to think I'm gonna find that child.
dude, so,
Yeah, right. Where is he?
I'm gonna see that fucker and be like, I'm gonna call 911.
so I get this Amber Alert, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, let me help. Let me find out what vehicle this person is driving. I will hunt him down. You know, whatever. I click on it, and
Oh, that'd be sick.
it's just like biological father took daughter across state lines, and it's just like that's just an argument between a husband and wife. You know what I mean? Or an ex-husband and an ex-wife.
It's just nuance. It could be. There's.
I mean,
there's a
yeah,
lot
it
of
could
impact
be.
there.
Could be. There
I'm
could be
sorry.
a lot
No,
of
you're
things.
right. I will say that. Find that kid. That's
But
all
like,
I know.
okay, yeah.
Is the
find that
kid happy? The kid's like, I went to Chuck E. Cheese.
What if the kid's
I
like?
love my dad.
What if the kid's okay? Picture this: the dad just lost.
He took me to a knife competition.
He just.
My
Okay.
mom makes me do homework.
This is how I framed it in my head, like, because I didn't have the whole story. You know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, I picture this kid is just like loves the shit out of her dad, and her mom's just like, yeah, fuck you, like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get full custody of Rebecca, and like all this shit. You're a piece of shit. I knew you cheated with that bitch Becky. Like, not the kid. But like, anyway, so. Then this dad just loses the custody battle, and then like it's just like, hey, listen, like I know, like I'll never get to see you again. It's like a Miss Doubtfire situation. Have you seen that movie?
Dude looks like a lady.
Robin Williams lost the custody
That's
battle.
a horror film.
He,
Yeah.
yeah.
I watched that movie on acid before, and I was
Fucking
just,
scary.
I was like, dude. So like, yeah, it's like a horror movie, and the fucking little girl in it is like a robot. The girl that plays Matilda, I was like, that's a fucking robot. I was like on acid, and I'm like, she's not making any facial expressions.
He's tricking
That's a fucking
his whole
android.
family.
We brought this up. We brought
You
up
thought that
recuts.
too?
Wasn't that recut into
Yeah.
a horror movie?
It was a horror
Yeah.
trailer. You can find the horror trailer, and there's horror music, and it's just suddenly like,
School of Rock. There's one. That's
oh, hello.
yeah.
Which I have to say, he does become a psychopath in that movie.
Dude, it's
He
not
gets
okay.
full makeup to move into his
I'm gonna,
ex-wife.
you know,
It
it's
is
terrible,
scary to
but
watch
the
that.
divorce scene is the funniest part in that movie.
The moral.
Oh yeah, because he's just a
the
great
story.
dad. He's having a great
She's like,
party.
no more horse in the house, okay? And he's like, I was just trying to have a fun time with my kids, you know. I just
We have
didn't
so
think
much
a
money.
horse in the house would be a big deal.
Can we pull it up?
Yeah.
Dude, the moral of the story is fight your fight for what you love. You know what I mean? That's it. And he
It's his
showed
kids. He fucking loved his
All right,
kids.
I
That's the moral of the episode.
he showed his wife that he was crazy about his kids, and that's like what saved him in the end and makes it a beautiful story. Like, listen up.
Meanwhile, she's just banging out.
You know what
that
I love?
fucking
They don't
James
get back
Bond.
together. Because you know what? You don't always get back together.
That's fucking
What's that
Hollywood
dude
bullshit.
that plays the James Bond that's in this? He like
Pierce
Brosnan.
He like comes over. He's like sweeps her off her feet.
He's great in that too.
He's a dashing Irishman.
Do you have?
Oh,
wow! I don't know what is going on.
oh,
Okay, here we go.
I think this is
Mom's
super
home
dope.
angry from the party.
it's a great song.
I'd be careful. That pony had a lot of water.
Oh, it's a pony. She's like underneath the pony. Strip the cord out for the music. Shit got real.
Party's over.
He's like, yeah.
All the kids live depressed. He also lives next to the Full House.
That house is so nice.
Don't you dare. You have all the fun and I get whatever's left over.
Oh, you chose the career, Miss.
I have no
You
choice.
chose the
Daniel, I
career.
have
Like
no
what?
choice.
Oh, I don't work.
Even when I try to do something fun, you have to do it 10 times bigger.
No, you chose.
I bring home a birthday cake and a few gifts. You bring home the goddamn San Diego Zoo and I have to clean up after.
Oh, I'm sorry, but it's not toxic waste. It's a few party plates.
Look at that costume design.
Feels there has to be
He's got white
rules.
pants. She's
Why
got
do
a
you
white top.
always make me out to be the heavy.
I don't make you out to be anything. You do it yourself, quite
You
naturally.
set
Miranda.
me up, Daniel, every time.
Oh, I don't
You're a bad
set you. Oh,
guy.
lighten up, will you?
Oh,
Just realize you're spending too much time with those corporate clones you used to despise.
I spend too much time with you, Daniel. It's over. It's over.
Watch how quick he's like. No, wait.
You love to see the problem because it's fucking heartbroken.
We can work them out. What are you talking about? It's
The
over.
best part is
You know what? Fucking damn, dude. The older I get, I'm like, he's
I gotta
right,
pause this
dude.
just for a second.
He had a
to say
good time. He
There's
loves
like
his kids.
there's a point where he goes, "We love each other, don't we?" And then she doesn't answer back. And I don't know how he does this as an actor, but the pupils in his eyes just shrink to like little pins. Like
They
when
use
she does
lights.
it, I'm like, "Holy fuck, that's like real. How do you do that?"
You don't.
He's just like he's like devastated.
Did you watch this on acid?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think this benefits greatly from you being on acid.
It's too late for that.
He makes like this face like
Let's take a vacation together with the kids. As a family, get you away from work. You're a different
Simp.
person. You really are. You're great.
Oh, Daniel, our problems will be waiting for us right
Wait,
here
it's
when we
in
go
this scene?
back.
Dude, honestly, the more I watch this, I'm like, dude, she's honestly an impenetrable, fucking
Please
terrible
don't
force of negativity.
she's kind of a bitch,
Yeah,
but
she's
I,
a-
They're having a
I kind of
fucking,
feel her. I mean, read this dude had a
nah,
fucking
dude.
horse in the house, and he doesn't even tell his wife he's having a
Bro,
big ass party like
are
that.
you
I'd be a
fucking
little
kidding
pissed.
me? It was a pony, and you can clean up easily.
I think.
We love each other.
I think the lady dog
Wait,
has
hold
too
on,
much.
dude. Look at his face. Wait till it shows his face.
Come on, man. We love each other.
You could just like see like the soul leave
Yeah.
his face. He's like, we don't love each other anymore.
Well, I'll say this: if they really don't love each other, that's on her. That's fair, but it has nothing to do with a horse in the house.
Yeah, she hated him.
Wait a
horse
minute,
in the
maybe
house.
This is not the first time.
Oh,
This
dude.
doesn't seem like it was the first
Wait a
time
minute.
this had happened.
This is the second time a horse been in the house.
We're kind of tying back to the
There's
intro.
the robot Matilda.
There's whores in this house. Let's get Ben Shapiro saying that shit again.
There's whores in the
There's
house.
W's in this H.
There are whores in this house. Okay, now hypothetically,
All right, right. So if there's a horse in the house,
hypothetically,
She
if
swipes
there is a
her-
horse
her
in
P
your
word
house,
on your nose.
It is a medical condition.
now
You know what?
we'll get to that in just 1 second. But first,
You know what that reminds
Express
me of, though? I
VPN.
gotta say,
You know,
you know
what?
what's another?
That's
The older
pussy.
you get, certain movies are fucked up. Parent Trap.
yeah,
That just reminds me of that, where it's just like when I was a kid, I got it, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. What are the kids gonna meet? But then it's like, whatever, you know. It's like, nah, it's like,
It's
yeah,
like,
we're gonna
yeah.
get a divorce. Let's lie to these twins and pretend they never existed. Never
Yeah.
fucking
yeah,
tell
that,
them
yeah,
that
right.
shit.
You never know. Like,
When you're a kid, you're like, oh,
Great
it's a great
co-
movie. But when you grow up, you're like, nah.
let's just like keep
That's
these
psychotic.
sisters from each other for the rest of their life.
Pretend her mom died, and I'll pretend the
That's
dad
fucked up.
died. Never tell you there's an identical version of you.
You get one, I get the other, and we'll just go our separate ways, never talk to each other. But what if they're sisters? You don't think we should? Nah.
There's a Parent Trap out there.
Oh, is it? I was like, what is this? What are we listening to?
It's a good movie, but their parents are fucking psychopaths, and they.
Are
do
we
it
wrapping
wrong.
up? Because I got I made a song I can play for the wrap up
We just are
song.
wrapped up at wet ass pussy.
So I made this song. It's called Crash Symbol.
Is it a crash symbol?
Is this like a John Cage 4 minutes?
See you next week.
Everybody, thank you for listening. This is Bud Stuff for our special guest, Josh McDonald. Thanks for coming
I'm so
in.
sorry. I fully apologize for the communism fucking descent. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We needed a little bit of
I'll never do it again. I'm probably never even, if I'm lucky. There's no chance in hell. I'm sorry I brought this into what it was. Thank you for having me.
I just figured out capitalism.
Oh, we don't have to listen to all.
Fuck yeah.